It was another busy day in the bustling hills of India. Ashima puffed cheerfully along the winding mountain tracks, her colorful paintwork gleaming beneath the Indian sun, a small rake of coaches trailing behind her. She passed rows of waving schoolchildren, a troop of dancers practicing on a station platform, and a herd of goats crossing a small bridge. After dropping off her coaches at the top station, Ashima backed down into a lone shed to rest before her next train.
Such a beautiful day,
she said softly.
The hills are singing again. It's days like this that make me proud to be part of the team. These sights, these sounds, this home, there's nothing like the sound of home after all. The warmth of the sun, the rhythm of the rails under my wheels. I could run these tracks with my eyes closed.
Just as Ashima was about to close her eyes, she heard the sound of footsteps on the gravel approaching her. She looked and saw her controller, Charabala, approaching the shed.
Hello, Ashima. Enjoying the afternoon?
She asked.
Very much, madam,
smiled Ashima.
The trees are whispering, the mountains are humming. It's as though the railway is singing its own lullaby. You always were a very observant engine.
Charabella chuckled before looking forlorn.
Ma'am? Is something the matter?
Ashima met her controller's gaze with concern, one of her own.
Yes, something big is the matter,
came the shaky reply.
Our center of the network is in trouble. Trouble?
Quizzed Ashima.
But we've been running on time. The freight shipments have been getting where they need to go in a timely fashion. We've been having visitors every weekend. What happened? The tourism board has pulled support. Freight contracts are being cancelled. We can barely afford to keep the main line open, let alone maintain every engine,
sighed Charabella.
But, well, part of the heart of this place. I know that, and you know that. I've tried everything. I fought for extra grants. I even petitioned the Railway Heritage Trust, but it's no use. I've already had to sell off Rajiv to an overseas line in Kidderminster, and both Sheikha and Noor Jahan were transferred to other regions of our network,
explained Charabala.
So, what happens to me now?
Wondered Ashima.
Well,
replied Charabala, trying to sound hopeful.
There is an offer that came my way recently regarding you. From where? From the island of Sodor. Does that ring any bells to you? Of course it does, madam,
Ashima replied with a soft smile.
A few years ago, when the rail ferry accidentally left me behind on that island, it was the resident engines who helped me make it to the Great Railway Show on time. Not to mention, Thomas talked about it a lot during his time on loan here. I'm glad you have a sense of familiarity with it,
Charabella said, trying to maintain her composure.
It seems a branch line there called the Kirk Ronan line is overworked. The engine running the line is doing the job of two. They need help. They're willing to buy you up outright and give you a full schedule, care, fuel, and a new family of engines. That's nice of them, but I don't know. I feel like if I go, I'd be leaving behind the only home I've known,
cried Ashima.
I have so many friends here, and even more memories. You'll always be a part of this land. But I've watched you, Ashima. You don't just carry passengers, you carry their hopes, their excitement, those stories. You belong where you can thrive,
reassured Charabala.
So, this is goodbye? Not goodbye, just a new chapter. Sometimes, Ashima, home is not where you're built, but where your heart makes the biggest difference.
Ashima watched the sunset settle behind the Indian hills, casting long golden streaks across the shed. The news still buzzed in her mind like a restless bee. Sodor, the Kirk Ronan branch line, a new home? Could that truly be her future? The next few days passed in a blur. Ashima was polished and inspected. Her tanks were cleaned and her wheels checked. Her friends, including Charabala, gathered to say goodbye at the docks. There were large paper signs reading, "Good luck Ashima," in bold letters. As she was hoisted aboard the cargo ship that would carry her to Sodor, Ashima felt the warm sun of India on her face for what might be the last time. But as the waves carried her further from home, she whispered to herself,
Maybe this isn't goodbye. Maybe it's just a detour.
The Isle de Sodor greeted Ashima with crisp sea air and rolling green hills. The ship docked at Brenham Docks, where Sir Topham was waiting beside a bright orange tank engine. Welcome back to Sodor, Ashima, he said with a grin. I trust your journey was smooth?
It was, sir.
Ashima replied warmly.
And this must be the engine who needs my help?
Indeed, said Sir Topham Hatt. Ashima, meet Nia. She's been holding down the Cook Ronan branch line on her own, and quite admirably, I might add.
Well, I wouldn't say completely on my own,
chuckled Nia.
Fergus has been helping out to the best of his capabilities. But he's not exactly as young as he used to be. It's nice to put a face to the name,
smiled Ashima.
Thomas told me all about you during his time in India. It's lovely to meet you as well,
gasped Nia.
I've heard so many stories about you from Thomas as well. I'm glad I have someone to share the line with now.
Ashima beamed.
Thank you, Nia. I've always believed railways work best when edges work together. After all, two edges are much better than one.
Spoken like a true Cedrian engine, chuckled Sir Topham Hatt. Right, off you go to Crovan's Gate for your inspection. Nia will show you the way. Ashima's wheels clicked rhythmically along the tracks. As she followed Nia towards Crovan's Gate, the green pastures and hedgerows of Sodor were a far cry from the vibrant hustle of India. But they had their own quiet charm. Birds chirped from the trees, sheep grazed in the fields, and the railway hummed with friendly whistles from passing engines. At Crovan's Gate Steelworks, the fitters gave Ashima a thorough inspection. She's in excellent condition, said Victor as the workman polished her buffer beam. A fine addition to Sodor. Aye, and I love the paintwork, added Kevin as he rolled by. Bright, cheerful, full of character. Ashima smiled, her eyes shining with bashful pride.
Thank you. But it's my work ethic that I hope to impress you with.
Victor laughed. A modest engine and a hard worker, and I think you'll fit in just fine. Ashima smiled, but she still felt a little flutter of nerves. The changes from leaving India to settling in on Sodor were still fresh. Later that evening, Ashima was shown to a small two-berth shed near Kelsthorpe Road, the start of the Kirk Ronan branch line.
Here we are,
Nia announced.
This will be our home base. It's smaller than what I'm used to, but it feels cozy,
smiled Ashima.
You'll get used to it. Fergus stops by every now and then, and there's a bakery nearby. We always get whiffs of fresh bread in the morning.
Ashima's eyes widened.
That sounds wonderful. That's a bad way to stop the day.
Nia smiled and paused.
Hey, I know it must be strange being so far from home, but you're not alone here, Ashima.
Ashima looked at her gratefully.
Thank you, Nia. That means more than you know. You'll love the line,
Nia said.
Rolf's Castle has the most beautiful platform gardens in spring, and Cook Ronan has this lovely harbour breeze, plus the Big Dipper. The viaduct makes every journey feel like an adventure.
Ashima chuckled.
I can't wait to see it all for myself.
Over the next few days, Ashima proved herself a reliable worker. She ran smoothly, always on time, and tackled each task with focus and good cheer. One evening, back at the shed, Nia asked,
So, how are you settling in?
Ashima let out a soft sigh.
It's still a little strange. I miss the colors of India. The music, the chatter, but Sodor is kind and it's growing on me. You'll find that no seconds here care more about who you are than where you're from,
Nia said thoughtfully.
And you've already made quite the impression.
Ashima blushed slightly.
Well, I just want to do my part after all,
she said softly.
Believe me, you've done that and then some already,
grinned Nia.
Thank you, Nia. I was afraid I might feel out of place. This feels peaceful, familiar in a way. That's how I felt when I first arrived,
Nia said, her tone gentler now.
I was scared I never fit in either, but Sodor has a way of opening its arms to engines who give their best. I hope I can give that and more.
Ashima murmured.
Back home, I carry children to mountain festivals. I help deliver relief after floods. I don't want to just be useful, I want to matter.
Nia gave her a gentle look.
You already do.
Ashima's first week on the Kirkland and Branch line was busy but fulfilling. On Monday, she collected cement wagons for Fergus at the Sodor Cement Works for a construction project at Crovan's Gate. Mind your speed on that curve, Fergus warned as he shunted wagons toward her. It dips more than it looks. Ashima smiled.
Thank you. I'd rather get there on time than in pieces.
On Tuesday, she ran mixed goods to the Toy Story factory with Nia, chatting all the way.
I still can't believe there's a whole factory just for toys?
Ashima laughed. Nia grinned.
Oh, you haven't seen the pudding factory yet. Is there a factory for everything on this island?
Nia chuckled.
Practically. Wait until you meet the Maritime Museum curator. He once tried to give me a lecture mid-delivery.
By Wednesday, Ashima was trusted with the morning passenger train. The tourists loved her beautiful livery. I say, what a stunning engine, one remarked. She looks like a moving work of art. Ashima heard the compliment, but whispered it to herself.
I'd rather they say I'm dependable.
Later that week, Ashima was preparing to take the afternoon passenger train to Kirkronan Harbor, where a steamer to Dublin was waiting. You'll need to be on time, said the station master at Kelsthorpe Road, handing over the schedule. It's the last boat of the week. If they miss it, they'll be stuck till Tuesday.
No problem,
Ashima replied confidently.
I'll get them there.
But by the time she reached Rolf's castle, the sky had darkened. Rain splattered the platform roof, and thunder cracked in the distance. The station master waved a lantern and called up to her. Ashima, the storm's rolling on faster than expected. Are you sure you want to continue? Ashima hesitated. The wind whipped through the trees. She glanced back at her coaches and sighed. Anxious faces were pressed to the windows. Families, tourists, an elderly couple clutching umbrellas, and a little boy holding a toy boat. Her mind flashed back to India, to flooded tracks, landslides, monsoons. She'd braved those before, and she was determined to do so once again.
I have to go,
she said firmly.
The passengers are counting on me.
Very well, the station master nodded. Good luck, and be careful on the Big Dipper.
I will, thank you.
And with that, and with a blast of her whistle, she set off into the stormy weather. As Ashima approached the viaduct, the storm reached its height. Rain poured in sheets. The sky flashed white with lightning. The river below churned with frothy waves. Ashima's buffers rattled slightly. Her wheels slipped as she pushed forward, steam hissing with every breath.
You've had them rest, Ashima. This isn't a monsoon. Just keep your wheels firm. Stay focused.
The wind howled through the stone arches of the viaduct. Thunder foamed like cannon fire.
Just a little further. Just hold steady,
called the fireman. The coaches rattled behind her. The rails groaned, but Ashima pressed on. Halfway across, a strong gust nearly pushed her off course.
No,
she shouted.
I'm not stopping here.
Ashima's wheels gripped the slick rails as she powered forward, headlamp cutting through the gloom. Finally, with one last puff, she cleared the viaduct and descended towards Kirkronan. The harbor came into view, the steamer's horn blaring as dock workers signaled the final boarding call. Ashima slid into the platform just in time. The guard leapt from the coach and waved. All off, he called. Quick now, the boat's about to depart. Passengers flooded out, running from the gangway. The little boy turned back and waved at Ashima.
Thank you so much,
he called. Ashima let out a long, proud whistle. That evening, as she returned to the shed, the rain had finally cleared. A few stars blinked in the sky. Nia was waiting.
I heard what happened,
she cried, rolling forward.
You made it, and just in time.
Ashima's voice was calm but proud.
It was frightening. The wind, the lightning, but I couldn't let the pastors miss that boat. You are brilliant. That's genuine bravery, through and through.
Nia grinned. Just then Sir Tom had arrived to speak to the engines. Ashima, he began. I just received a call from the harbor master. He told me what you did.
I just did my job, sir.
Ashima said modestly. You did more than that. You kept calm, you persevered, and you got your passengers where they needed to go. Engines like you are the heart of this railway. Ashima's cheeks warmed with pride.
Thank you, sir.
She beamed. Sodor is lucky to have you. You've more than proven that you belong here, not just because of your skill, but because of your heart, replied Sir Topham Hatt. Ashima looked at Nia, who smiled warmly.
Thank you both.
Ashima said quietly.
I thought I was leaving home behind. But maybe, just maybe.
She looked out toward the harbor, where the steamer's lights twinkled across the sea.
Home is where the rails lead, and where your heart makes a difference.